Some first starters line up in race number 3, and a very interesting one amongst them, who we'll hear from the trainer shortly. It's over the 1,000 metres, and it is a Class 4. Brilliant Pioneer and Millennium Falcon are both on the class drop. All Greek to Me 3 trials, Baby Crystal 2 trials. Outpacer and Super Ace also on debut. 5 trials Outpacer, 4 for Super Ace. Valhalla resumes. He's had the 2 trials both up at Chungfa. Kowloon Stars had a stable change. He has joined the barn of Manfred Mann, and Liplavit resuming, and the crossover noseband has been added. So a lot of first starters here, Tom.
They just about don't fit on the speed map the way they're positioned. There, a Sparkling Dolphin, we know he likes to roll forward here. Liplavit, he was up in the trail in his most recent barrier trial. Kowloon Stars got speed but can do things wrong, and All Greek to Me, Paul, he's looked pretty professional. Of the other first starters, you've got Baby Crystal on the far side, and Super Race goes back, and Outpacer just might be that.
Yeah, he's looked pretty slow out in his trials as Outpacer, but I think this what this highlights is not going to be much over the field. There's a lot of sort of speed midfield by a lot of these horses.
All right, well, one of the first starters who's likely going to be well in the market is All Greek to Me. Nick Child at Sha Tin yesterday morning with his trainer, David Hayes.
David, All Greek to Me is a newcomer for your stable. I imagine you didn't need the phrase book to assess what he's been doing at his trials. He's looked very good.
Yeah, very happy with his trials, and all his trials have been either down the straight at Chungfa or down the straight here at Sha Tin. So I think he's been well schooled for the race, and it looks like he has a liking for the straight.
He's had the 3 trials. Has he been a horse that's sort of been quick to come to hand?
Yes, yeah, he's a strong horse, he's one of my first new horses to run this season.
Just on he's sort of prepped for the race, if you will. I mean, he's also won a trial in Australia. He did that quite nicely from what I could gather.
Yeah, the trial in Australia was very impressive. He's a price bloodstock horse, and I think he'll do well in Hong Kong.
And obviously with him, he's talking about sort of new horses and fresh horses coming to Hong Kong. Do you feel you've got a good team to sort of go to war with some young talent now?
I think so. They'll all start gradually stepping out over the next few weeks. Pretty hard to get into the Class 4s at the moment, but with the typhoon. But hopefully they'll start racing through November.
And just the addition of that tongue tie for the debut, was there anything that sort of caught your attention to suggest you needed to put that on?
He just plays with the bit a bit, and it's a bit of insurance that he doesn't get his tongue over the bit on game day.
He's by Scissor Kick. Now, there was an interesting story, obviously, regarding him. Obviously, Giga Kick winning big recently, but he's an interesting stallion to come to Hong Kong, this horse. Yeah,
look, he was chosen off the trials that he did in Australia and gallops. But he's proven he can get a very good horse. He's probably got one of the top sprinters in the world at the moment, so that'll do me.
That'll do David. Simple as that. All right, we'll move on then and go to a horse you're keen on in this race. Tom, coming down in class is Brilliant Pioneer.
He started here on 63. First up, he was behind Cordyceps 6. We know what a good horse he's been. And then second up, he was behind Lucky Swainess. We know what a good horse he's been. I think he's favourably drawn here in barrier 12. He has been gelded, so he's dropped a fair bit of weight, 66 pounds. He's had 2 trials leading into this prep, and he did win first up over 1,000 metres in New Zealand, leading all the way prior to arriving. I didn't mind the trial. He's at basically 50 to 1 at the moment.
Yeah, the trial was fine. There was no problem with it, and the downgrade will help him for sure.
And he's at 50 and 13. Antoine Hemlin's found some form in the recent weeks too. Further trial form here, Paul. Another one of the first starters in Baby Crystal.
Yeah, like he's had 2 trials to get him ready. He's 1203 pounds. He's got the inside draw, barrier number 1. Jack Purden is on this horse as well. So he's come right up short in the market.
He has. His dam was a Group 3 winner in Singapore prior to arriving. He was also with Alan and Jason Williams in Australia, a bit like All Greek to Me before arriving. I think his trials have looked good, Baby Crystal.
John Size trains him. Super Ace is out of the Ricky U stable. Matthew Poon rides, and here's his trial where he is victorious.
Yeah, and he was pushed a little bit in the straight as well. He came through the NZB ready to run sale for 155,000. He does possess some gate speed. He got a little keen in the trial, but he stayed on well enough at the end. He's drawn barrier 5 on the far side.
Yeah, he was asked to win the trial, and he ended up doing that, didn't he? 1107 pounds. Look, he was pushed out a little bit. I'm just happy to watch him in this one.
Kowloon Star, stable change. Usually win or break for him down the straight, isn't it?
Yeah, look, he's 1 second up in the pass. He comes in with a lightweight. Manfred Mann can get these horses up early. His win was off 48. He's down to 46. I know the favourite's going to come up really short, so look, he might be a bit of value in this race. When he does things right, he's very good.
And he can do things wrong as well. This horse plays up in the gates and can miss it and do all sorts of things. Trial looked good though, I thought, down the straight.
Le Plavite is also off the trials, Tom. What have you done with him this week? The trials have looked okay again too.
He's in. I haven't forgotten about him yet, but he's off a rating of 42, so he is very close to Class 5. He's up 27 pounds in body weight. First up here, a couple of trials. One was at Happy Valley, didn't look too bad, so we'll see what he can do. He did miss the start a little bit in this recent trial.
Yeah, Stablemate is the hot favourite in the race. He looks like he'd be better suited in Class 5, I thought.
Okay, so sounds to me like you're both going to risk the favourite and try and find some value here.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I think the favourite will start odds on. And he has looked good in the trials. Everything's good. But look, Kowloon Star might be a good each way price. He's 22 and 4 at the moment, so he might be a better betting proposition. Is Kowloon Star or Greek to me? Look, he might just have rating points in hand and go through the grades. There is that possibility. Punters seem to think so. He's come up short already. I thought Sparkling Dolphin might run a bit of a race. He's going to be right on the pace as well. We know he can stay on. And then Valhalla, I've put him in there as well. Barrier number 10 for him, I don't think he'll be too far away either. 12, 4, 3 and 10.
Obviously, All Greek to me is going to be tough to beat here. You can see him starting at maybe 1.5, 1.7 in this, but I'll go with the 50 to 1 chance at the moment anyway. Brilliant Pioneer taking the downgrade, drawn towards the outside rail. All Greek to me, there'll be no spoils in the price. Baby Crystal, he's probably likely to be second elect in the market for Zach Purton, and Le Plavite makes it in on a minor line. So 1, 4, 5 and 13.
He's on that road to a short price. All Greek to me, he's an even money early favourite for the third race.